Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that might sound a little corporate, but I promise you it's a game changer for solopreneurs and small business owners. We're talking about personal SOPs. It's really just a simple idea with a massive payoff. Document your repetitive tasks once so you can stop rethinking them over and over and get back to the work that actually grows your business. Let's dig in.
Does this sound familiar? You're about to onboard a new client, or maybe send out your monthly invoices. You've done it 1,000 times, but you still pause. You get that little moment of hesitation where your brain just goes blank and you have to ask yourself, wait, what did I do last time? It's a feeling every single one of us who runs our own show knows all too well.
You know that pause, that how did I do this feeling? It costs you more than just a few seconds. It has this hidden, creeping cost that drains your most valuable resource. And I'm not talking about time. I'm talking about your mental energy. So here's what's really going on inside your head. Every single time you tackle one of those undocumented tasks, you're basically forcing your brain to solve the same puzzle from scratch. You're making dozens of tiny little micro decisions. What do I name this file again? Where do I save it? What was that email subject line? It's this quiet little storm that just completely eats up your focus. But if you've ever felt super frustrated by this, I have some really good news. This isn't a personal failing. Seriously, it's not that you have a bad memory or you're not organized enough. The problem isn't you, it's your method. Or, the lack of one. For solopreneurs especially, this is a huge deal because we wear all the hats, right? We're talking about decision fatigue. It's that exhaustion you feel from just making too many choices. When you spend your mental energy deciding how to format an invoice, you have way less fuel in the tank for the big stuff, like planning your next launch or closing a deal. It's a silent killer of your momentum. This right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. Let me say that again, because this is the mindset shift you need to make. You don't have a memory problem. You have a documentation problem. See? Once you frame it that way, the solution becomes so much clearer and honestly a lot less stressful. So, how do we fix this documentation problem? Well, the answer is way simpler than you think. It's the personal SOP, your own custom-built how-to guide for all the repetitive stuff in your business. And that is literally it. No crazy jargon, no complexity. A personal SOP is just a simple checklist you make for yourself. Its only job is to get you from the start to the finish of a recurring task without you having to think about it. It's all about execution, not reinvention. Now, I know when you hear SOP, you probably picture some dusty, 100-page corporate binder that nobody ever reads. Let's get that idea out of our heads right now. A personal SOP is the exact opposite. It's for an audience of one, you. It's super action-focused, it lives right where you work, like in a Google Doc or a Notes app, and it's meant to be changed and updated anytime you find a better way to do something. Look, you do not need to document your entire life. The goal here is what I like to call strategic laziness. So, when is it actually worth your time? Well, if you do the task at least once a month, if it has clear steps, and, this is the big one, if it makes you ask that question, how did I do this last time? Then it's a perfect candidate. Think of all that important but not so creative work, like invoicing or backups. That's the sweet spot. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. How do you actually build one of these things? I'm going to give you a super simple 5-step plan that you can use, like today, the very next time you do one of these tasks. Okay, first, just pick one task, maybe the one that drives you the most crazy. Second, and this is the most important part, do the task and write down the steps as you're doing them. Don't try to remember later. Third, add little notes for yourself, like remember to check this box or don't forget to change the date. Fourth, the next time you do it, follow your own instructions and see if you missed anything. And fifth, for the love of all that is holy, store it somewhere you'll actually see it and use it. So what makes a good SOP versus a useless one? Here's a quick checklist. Make it scannable. Use bullet points and bold text. Be ridiculously specific. Don't write post on social, write open buffer, select Instagram, paste caption from Google Doc. Include every obvious step. And my favorite tip, write it like you're texting instructions to a friend or maybe to your future, slightly more stressed out self. This is just about the how, not the why. So let's see what this actually looks like. For anyone with a service business, client onboarding is the perfect place to start. Just look at this list. Every step is a clear, simple action. There's zero room for guesswork. You just follow the recipe. This makes sure every single client gets that same professional, smooth experience, and you never have that, oh no, did I forget to moment. Here's another one for anyone who creates content. See the level of detail? Create image in Canva template. Copy permalink to calendar. These are the exact little details that are so easy to forget or do out of order, which just creates chaos. With an SOP like this, the whole process becomes a smooth workflow. You can just put your head down and execute. And yes, a task we all love, invoicing. This is one of those areas where a simple mistake can literally cost you money. An SOP for this ensures you're accurate and consistent every single time. By just following this checklist, you make sure you get paid on time and look professional, all without that mental dread that can come at the first of the month. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the how-to, but the real magic of this whole system isn't about saving 5 minutes here or there. It's about what you get back. It's about the energy you reclaim. This right here is the ultimate payoff. When you offload the memory of these repetitive tasks onto a simple document, you free up your brain. You reclaim that precious cognitive space for the things that actually matter in your business. Strategy, talking to clients, creative thinking. The work that only you can do. Just think about where you might be right now. For a lot of us, it's living with this constant low-level buzz of decision fatigue. It's that nagging feeling that you forgot a step, or just wasting energy trying to remember a process that should be automatic. But when you start using this system, you move into a state of focus and flow. Every time you knock out a task using your SOP, it's a small, satisfying win. And those little wins start to stack up, building momentum and freeing you up to point your creative energy where it's going to make the biggest difference. And honestly, the psychological benefits are huge. You reduce that anxiety of, did I forget something? You build confidence because you know your processes are solid. And hey, even if you're a team of one right now, you're preparing for the future. When you are ready to hire someone, these personal SOPs become your first training manuals. It makes delegation a breeze. So I want to leave you with a question, something to act on. Don't try to document your entire business this week. Just think of one thing. What is that one task you do over and over that always makes you stop and think, this again? What is it for you? Whatever that task is, that's where you start. Don't add create SOPs to your to-do list. That's a trap. Instead, the very next time you have to do that annoying task, just open up a blank document and write down the steps while you do them. A little bit of effort today can save you countless hours of rethinking and frustration for years. That is the power of documenting once.